Everybody doing? How's everybody doing, man? I told you guys as promised that I would be back later on tonight, and I was gonna bring you guys a little can't sleep Cowboys later on tonight. So here we are, man. I got my boy, my cousin from HTM Sports. I got my boy Henny Demore. What's up with you, my guy?
Man, cooler, man. It's midnight over here. 11:59 exactly. But it was midnight. Just hell, really can't sleep. Got a little half a day of work tomorrow. She's gonna hop up, knock it out the way. So like, yeah, I got plenty of time to get on here and kill with y'all tonight.
Shoot, I heard that, man, and we've been basically talking since like 8:30 my time. So it's not like we were not already talking about Cowboy content. We just weren't recording it. You know what I'm saying? Like we were already talking about Cowboy content. So now it's just recorded. You know what I'm saying? But how's everybody doing tonight, man? I know it, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy West Coast, man. It's a season time, so this is butt kicking time. So we always up to go bring y'all some of that content, especially for those real diehard Cowboys that's up looking for it too. So if you're looking for some Cowboy content, we got you covered. You know what I'm saying? As you guys already know, whenever you guys watch West Coast Show, there's two things you guys must do. First thing you guys must do is you must hit that share button. So I need everybody right now, no matter where you're watching at, I need everybody right now to hit that share button. I need you to go in right now at the bottom of your screen, and I need every single person to hit that share button. I need everybody right now that's watching to give us at least one share for every Super Bowl that the Dallas Cowboys has. So you know what that means? That means you're going to be hitting that share button 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully to be hitting it 6 times in a couple weeks. You feel me? But all right, so we up on Facebook. Let's see if we up on YouTube. And we are up on YouTube. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. So let me start with YouTube tonight. As I say your name, make sure you guys hit that share button. Make sure you guys hit that star button, and then let's get this thing popping, man. You feel me? All right, so Jeffrey Lumberdozy, what's up with you, my boy? And I want everybody to put it in the comment box how late it is where you're watching, because I want to know where the real Cowboy fans is at. Seymour, what's up with you, my boy? Yes, Sirski. Z Channel 31, what's up with you, my boy? Tupac with a mohawk. What's up with you, Brianna B? What's up with you? Coop. What's up with you? If I said that name wrong, Miss B, please put it phonetically in the comment box so I can say it correctly. My boy Coop, he from Duval. He out there. You going to the game? You better be going to the game, my guy. Let me know if you're going to the game. Put it in the comment box. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got some folks live on Facebook too. What's up with you, Peter Rizzo? Jan, hello, West Coast, and Henny, what's up with you, my boy? He says, Funk, all the brother, we got a new retackle. I heard that. What's up with you, Victor? What's up with you, Jesse? What's up with you, Jay? Testy Young, appreciate you, Brian Kite, and Ryan Ledbetter. What's up with you, Ryan? What's up with you, Victor? Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that star button. So let me run through these names real quick. As I say your name, hit the star button, and then hit that share button, and we're going to take off. All right, Peter Rizzo, what's up with you, Peter? Deshaun, Deshaun, what's up with you, my boy? Victor, he says San Antonio, Texas in the house, 2 + 10 + 2 + 10. What time is that? What? 4:20? Jesse, what's up with you? Jay Latisse Young, what's up with you, Jay Latisse Young? And Victor, what's up with you, Victor? Appreciate you. And then Peter Rizzo, what's up with you, Peter Rizzo? What's up with you? So Henny, man, I know you got some folks watching over there. I mean, let them know who you got watching over there, and let's jump into this, man.
Yeah, man, I got Jeff over here watching with me over here on HTM Sports. I appreciate Ken Folk for tapping in. There's some other folks watching, but he's the only one that commented. It says something about I can see.
Oh, okay. So shout out to my boy Chucky Keys. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that share button. And then most importantly, if you're watching on Facebook or on Insta, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that share button and hit that star button. The super chat is on. If you guys have any, hey, this is Uncut Cowboys, so this show is driven by you guys. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comment box, and we will answer those questions. We will answer those questions as they come up. Just make sure you guys hit those, and we're gonna take care of you, get you guys straight. You feel me? So let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping, man. So I think the first type of conversation that we want to start off with tonight is that the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is going to be making some moves again. Now, these are not moves that they're making because of, talent, or these are moves that they're making because of pure injury. They was going to have to make some moves this week anyway, because as we all know, Dallas Cowboys starting right tackle Terrence Steele is done for the season with an ACL injury. Now, with him being done with the season, someone posed the question. I would have thought it would have been just pretty normal to think that that Jason Peters, who plays tackle, you would think that he would be the natural fill-in. But I'm gonna tell you, there's been a lot of people that have been asking West Coast, what do you think? What are your thoughts on on Tyron Smith playing on that opposite side? You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about that first for a little bit. Then after we talk about that, man, I want to we can talk about that, and we're also just gonna kind of give our thoughts on where we think what do we think the starting offensive line for this Dallas Cowboy team, what we think it should be, going forward. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, man, and let's go right out the gate, man. Henny, what is your starting five for this offense for this team? You know what I'm saying, for Sunday? I kind of already did a show already, so I kind of told them what my starting five is. But what's your starting five for this team for this week?
What I wanted coming out the gate, I wanted to move Tyron Smith back to his natural position of left tackle, and then slide Tyler Smith over to left guard, where they projected him to start during the preseason. Because a lot of folks remember that Tyler Smith, even though he's playing tackle right now, the starting lineup was supposed to be Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. That was going to be your projected starting five coming into the season. The injury that Tyron suffered to his hamstring, basically, that derailed that. So that was the first reshuffle right there. But now that you have Terrence Steele that's out already, I was hoping to go ahead and get Jason Peters over there, not because he really doesn't play a lot over at right tackle. I believe he hadn't played before Sunday. He hadn't played right tackles since 2005 or something like that. It was something crazy. So. And it's not really ideal still. There's nobody that really can replace the production of Terrence Steele. But when Jason Peters got in there, he looked a lot better than Josh Ball, who was a guy that struggled in preseason against guys that are no longer in the NFL. Like some of the guys that Josh Ball was getting beat by work at Walmart right now.
Yeah, man. And I mean, we ain't even really got to go that far all the way back, man. We could just talk about this game in general. Like, Josh Ball did not look good versus the Houston Texans. Like, his man is the guy who got beat. That Dak Prescott dropped back and threw that interception. That was Josh Ball's man that got beat on that play. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, obviously, he hasn't played a lot because. Terrence Steele has, been healthy for the most part, but, in this game, you got to stay ready to get ready. And, the thing about Josh Ball is, like, if you believe in tape, then you don't really need to see much more from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really not more else you need to see, because if the tape has shown you at this point of your career, you are what you are, man. Like, you are what you are. It doesn't really matter what the Dallas Cowboys, want him to become. This is Josh Ball is what Josh Ball is. And it's like, even with Cooper Rush, even with the backups, like one would try to be like, okay, maybe he'll play better when you have a quarterback that's going to get that ball out quicker and things like that. But it's like,
it didn't work like that.
It didn't even work out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't want to make your offensive line weaker, because even with Terrence Steele in there, he was playing at arguably a Pro Bowl level. We were still 32nd in pass rush win percentage. And what that actually means is that a pass rush wins when your line holds up for 2.5 seconds, which is the average. All right. So that means they won that rep. They do not hold up. They do not hold up like that. So 2.5 seconds, they may not make it. and that's the the average time that a quarterback has to throw in the National Football League. They're losing on those reps. That means they're not giving the quarterback adequate amount of time. And then you got a guy like Josh Ball who is struggling in pass protection. He surrendered back-to-back hits on your quarterback in key plays. The first time he allowed a strip sack that backed them all the way up to like the 1 yard line. The very next play, he allowed a quarterback hit that led directly to an interception. And you got to remember, Dak Prescott just came back week 7 because of a hit that put him on IR. He broke his thumb, because of a pressure surrender. You do not want a guy that's struggling that mightily to be protecting your quarterback, especially going into the playoffs.
Facts.
If Dak Prescott suffers a similar injury, he's gone.
Yeah, and I mean, what you also doing is like, Dak has to be able to trust, the guys, what's going on that side. Like with Josh Ball in, this offense is going to be different. It has to be different because you have to compensate for the things that he can't do well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't even think it's really a point of conversation if the Cowboys are going to play him. I think it's just one of those, the Cowboys are definitely in love with his size. You know what I'm saying? Because that's probably the number one thing that Josh Ball does have going for him is, he's big than a mug. You know what I'm saying? He's huge. You know what I'm saying? And I know people love the saying that you can't teach speed. I mean, you can't teach size. You can't teach size. If someone's small, you can't teach them to be bigger. Yeah, but you can't, just because someone's big don't mean that they should be able to, just keep on getting opportunities too, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. And with the Dallas Cowboys, with the Dallas Cowboys being a team that has, the offensive line has been an area where we've actually done very good as far as bringing players in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people said that the Cowboys, were done by drafting Tyler Smith to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And look what he's turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you would think that the Cowboys will be able to trust what they can do. And they got Avion Collins back there. I would like, I would like to see him get an opportunity before Josh Ball right now.
And you feel like he earned it because he played better than Josh Ball during the preseason. Remember, we were talking all season about we need to make these preseason games count. Well, we were talking about making them count by rewarding the guys that actually got out there and played well. He was a guy that played much better than Josh Ball did, and he was the guy that ended up on the practice squad, and Josh Ball was the guy that ended up on the active roster.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's crazy because you would think that the Cowboys, at the end of the day, you would think that the Cowboys would be open to whoever works. It don't matter. There is no real favoritism over each one of them. As when it comes to the money, neither one of them making that much of a difference from either one of each other. You know what I'm saying? So the Dallas Cowboys really have no, it's really comes down to filming. You know what I'm saying? It really comes down to filming your offensive line coach on what he wants to do. Now to kind of talk about this week, I think my offensive line that I have right now and my offensive line that my offensive line that I have right now and then my offensive line that I normally, go, well, let me say this. The offensive line that I have right now is not the offensive line that I feel that I want to have starting for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Because Tyron Smith is back. You know what I'm saying? He is back. So since Tyron Smith is back, I want to be in a position where I'm using him. You know what I'm saying? Right. I definitely want to be using him. Now, for this first game is not indicative on what I want that what West Coast wants to do for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I want to do for this game is I want to technically leave everything where it is. You know what I'm saying? Outside of making the move that I have to make because Terrence Steele is no longer with us, I want to make as minimal amount of moves as possible. And I like that that offensive line that we had on that final play. And I'm gonna keep it real. If you go look at the sites from if you go listen to the sounds of the sidelines, like it almost feels like Dak told Jason Peters to come in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because on the sidelines, Jason Peters just sitting there, and then when the defense is on the field, because Josh Ball had just come off the field. So then the next series you see is Dak Prescott on the sidelines talking to Jason Peters, telling him to get ready. So it's almost like Dak. It almost leaves you with the impression that Dak told him, "Bro, get ready. You're coming in." You know what I'm saying? Because even like you got to think like this. At some point when you getting hit on your throwing hand, the same hand that you messed up your thumb, you got to say something. Something.
He didn't say something before, and the last time that stuff happened was in the Atlanta game, the Chaz Green game. Him being a veteran quarterback now, I don't think he's going for anything like that.
Yeah, and him being a paid quarterback, he can't go through that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're paid the money that Dak is paid, like, they count injuries against you, and Dak understands that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak truly understands that. So, I mean, I mean, that's one thing I do, and I'm going to tell you this, going into this game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, I know the name itself makes it seem like this is going to be like one of those games where you can just kind of blow through the opponent. But I keep kind of tell you guys, these Jacksonville Jaguars, two things that are sneaky about this Jacksonville Jaguars is their defense is solid and their quarterback will run on you. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, that, and look at some of the teams that they actually beat this year. They beat the Baltimore Ravens when they still had Lamar Jackson. They just beat the brakes off of the Tennessee Titans. They already got 2 quality wins over playoff teams. They almost beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So, like, they are a very scrappy team. You know what I'm saying? And like I touched on before, the last show we did, they got everything to play for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can still win the division and be the 4th seed in the AFC. They're not hanging anything up and waiting for the draft. Doug Peterson trying to get into the playoffs. They can win their division still and get a home playoff game.
Yeah, and think about this. Doug Peterson's looking at this like, I'm in the worst division in football, and in my division, I'm probably the only team that's going in the right direction. The rest of these teams is like, Doug Peterson's team, they just going in the right direction slow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're just going slow. You know what I'm saying? But they're going in the right direction. Everybody else in their division is going in the wrong direction. Like, they're all going in the wrong direction. Now they going in the right direction. They just heading in there slow. Now, I'll say this too. I keep on emphasizing this, and that is Trevor Lawrence is a dual threat quarterback. And the reason why I keep saying this is, no, he's not Deshaun Watson. No, he's not Lamar Jackson, but he can do a great Daniel Jones impersonation. And Daniel Jones in that first game gave our defense some hell. Now, they didn't use that attribute in the last Giants game, praise God, but he did give us some hell. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Quarterbacks with the ability to run have given us issues. Also, do you guys remember the game last week? Dan Quinn even admitted himself. He said, you know what? That was something that we didn't see on film. The 2 quarterback system, them moving that ball throughout the 2 quarterbacks in the running. Now, obviously, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're not going to see that very much in the NFL because the rule in the NFL, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. But that's actually true about Houston. They don't have a quarterback, so they are really trying to figure it out. So that actually benefited them. But when they had that running quarterback in there, we all could feel like there was like a sigh of like, oh, not necessarily oh my God, but like a sigh of like, bruh, this is something that the Cowboys definitely got to worry about, especially since next week you have what, the running quarterback, and who is that? Jalen Hurts, who got 10 scoring touchdowns.
Right, and you know what you said about running quarterbacks is true. Because even when you go back and look at the quarterbacks that have given us issues, even in our division, we had issues with RG3 when he was in his prime. We couldn't do anything with him. Michael Vick played the Dallas Cowboys 4 times as an Eagle. He won 3 of those games. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like Jalen Hurts, like, he didn't do much through the air, but like his ability to extend the plays and make stuff up on the go on the ground was one of the reasons they were able to grind out that win towards the end once we had cut the lead to 20-17. So, like, you're right. Like, the Dallas Cowboys have not handled running quarterbacks historically, very, very well. And, that trend has continued this year. And the only thing I will say about Trevor Lawrence, like, yes, he is normally a running quarterback, but he has a toe injury that has hindered him. So I don't know if he'll be 100% healthy. But I do expect for the aspect of the game, if he is healthy enough to do so, be featured. But I'm not sure if he's healthy enough to do so or not, because they're concerned about his toe.
Well, last week his toe was fine because that boy was 30 for 42. Well, his arm was fine. I don't know about his toe, but he was 30 for 42, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns. And not even just to kind of like put that in, not even to just kind of like blow that game up, but the Jacksonville Jaguars in the last month, they played 5 games. They won 3. They beat Tennessee, 36-22. They beat Baltimore 28-27, and they beat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-30. You know what I'm saying? Each one of those offenses has an explosive player on it. Las Vegas Raiders, they have Devontae Adams. Baltimore, they have Lamar Jackson. Tennessee, they have Derrick Henry. So this defense that we're about to play in Jacksonville, man, this is a defense that has seen an offense led by stars, and they put up some good fights against them.
I'm glad you mentioned what they've been doing. Trevor Lawrence been on fire since week 9. I'm looking at his numbers right here. He's 125 of 174. That's 72.3.
Damn, I was about to say that's at least 75%.
That's 72.3%. 1,300 yards, 10 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yikes!
So he's 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on the year. He's having a much improved year. You know, he struggled. You know, he was.
It's basically almost like the tale of two quarterbacks. He was one quarterback in the first half of the season, and now he has kind of gotten. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, no matter if you end in the playoff, you gotta end positively. And it's like if you're the Jaguars, you're sitting there and you're telling yourself this is the only game. Like this Cowboy game is the game. Like we are pretty much they're like the Jacksonville Jaguars will probably be a favorite in every game that they play except for us for the remaining of the season.
And then there's another caveat to this too. Like the Jaguars play the Jets next, who are still fighting for a playoff spot. And then you know, like I also pointed out, they play Tennessee again. So, even if they don't catch up to Tennessee, they could beat the Jets and still possibly lower chance of getting to the playoffs at the 7th seed.
Yeah, and you got to think like this, man. Like they play Tennessee and we play Tennessee, so Tennessee theoretically could have 2 losses before the end of the season. Well, you know what I mean?
Because Tennessee, with the way they're playing, they would not be favored against Dallas.
Nah, I mean, I don't think Tennessee's going to be favored. Like, you know what? Tennessee, I'm actually I was kind of like looking forward to that being a big game toward the end of the season, but the way it's turned out, it's probably a good thing, man, because if Tennessee would have stayed a powerhouse, bro, you look at the back end of our schedule, you're like, God dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, the NFL was low-key trying to screw us.
Yeah, because look, Tennessee played the Chargers. I don't think they'll be favored in that game. They play the Titans. That's the only game they'll be favored in. They play us. They won't be favored. And depending on how hot the Jaguars are, because that's the last game of the season, it's going to be a coin flip. Because if the Jaguars win two of the last 3, because, you know, I'm still hoping that we beat the brakes off, I don't think they'll be favored over Tennessee, having lost 2 of the last 3.
And I'm going to tell you something else. It may not be that important, but, you know, 3 out of the Dallas Cowboys' last games this season are all on grass. The only game that we play the only game that's non-grass is the game that we play against the 49ers, but the Eagles at home. Everything else is going to be outside on grass. So, you know, that may not make a lot of big deal right now, but you know, a team that has seen a lot of injuries, like, bruh, you get 2 major injuries in one game. Bruh, the next week, West Coast will be telling you about if we playing on grass or on turf, because that stuff be making a difference. You know what I'm saying? That mess be making a difference. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. You guys know I missed the Run the Damn Ball. We both got Run the Damn Ball hats on. This has been some power stats and some things that have come out, man, I just absolutely love looking at. I just want to kind of touch on it. There's a meme going around right now. I was going to post it, but I didn't want to post it. But it says, basically, and it's true, the Cowboys right now are 15. They're 16-0. When Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard get the ball 15 times plus, man. And I just think, and that's going back since last year, since 2021, man. You know what I'm saying? So in a game like this and what we just talked about with the offensive line, we can all agree that this is not the week to throw the ball 40 times. This is not the week, man.
And you shouldn't need to, because this is the 28th passing defense in football. So you don't need.
That scares me when you say that, though, because when you say that, that makes me feel like we're about to throw the football.
Well, I mean, we play.
Because Kellen Moore knows that. He's like, oh, they're what? Oh, they're what?
Kellen Moore don't look at that.
Yeah, I know. He gonna throw the ball regardless. He don't give a damn.
Yeah, because if he looked at it, we would never throw the ball as many times we did against Green Bay because they were a bottom rushing defense. They were like 28 or 26 or something along those lines, and a top 10 passing defense.
I mean, think about last week, bro. What was Houston ranked against the run?
They were the worst at the time, 32nd, and then they were like the 12th best passing defense.
And we threw the ball 23 times in the first half.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, Kellen Dorn, he don't pay attention to that stuff anyway. So
he don't pay attention to that.
He don't care about that.
If he paid attention to that, man, then like we will be in a better position right now. Dak Prescott would not have 9 interceptions right now if Kellen Moore actually looked into that stuff. Because he would get Dak fat on these teams that can't stop the pass, and then like hell, if we get the run game going, like we seen Dak Prescott only throw the ball 20 times to throw 4 touchdowns. He did it last year when we played Carolina.
Yeah.
So like we don't need volume passing, we just need effective passing. If we run the ball instead of play action with the way they already struggle to defend the pass, like they're not going to survive one-on-one matchups off of play action.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, this is totally off subject, but I don't care. Man, I'm watching that 49er game tonight, man. Kyle Shanahan is the best offensive coordinator in football, bro. That dude, I think I talked about this. It's ridiculous because, like, I just saw what he did with a first-time quarterback, and I'm just comparing it with what I know Kellen Moore did. Like, think about this. Ben Ganucci, 41 passing attempts first game. Goddamn, Garrett Gilbert, 39 times pass attempts first game. Andy Dalton, 42 times first game with the Cowboys attempted. They got this dude, what's his name? Purdy. What's his name?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. Bruh, this dude threw 21 passes week 1. The first last week, he threw 24 passes this week. Dude got 44 passes thrown in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And listen, we were talking about this earlier. Kyle Shanahan doesn't care about throwing the ball. They went and beat Green Bay with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo was 6 of 8 for 77 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and they won by like 17 points, if my memory serves correctly. So like he knows how to call a game.
Yeah, and also I want to say this real quick. He says, listen. I want to have a real football conversation with y'all real quick because there's this narrative I think that you guys think that players can just audible out of a bad play or something like that. You guys know that, like, and this is coming. I want to read this comment. It's not directed at you, Tony, but it was your comment, so I want to bring it up. He says, Dak Prescott needs to audible way more than he has because he can't be co-signing with Kellen Moore. I want to know, listen to me. In the NFL, they're not audibling out of full plays. Nobody's doing that. That's not how it works because you only have about 25 seconds. The offensive coordinator only has 20 seconds. He has 25 seconds in your ear, right? So they're coming out with hot routes, keys and things like that, right? But as far as like, a lot of times we say that Dak should audible out of a play after you've seen the play. Well, you don't know it's a bad play until you actually see the play, right? And then you also got to remember, Cowboy Nation, that the defense is also selling you a lie. You know what I'm saying? The defense comes out there and they're going to sell Dak, hey, we're going to run cover 2. You know what I'm saying? We're going to run cover 2. Basically, you're going to have 2 safeties deep. You're going to have your corners about 10. If they're in man or in their press, they're going to be right up in the corner, right up in the wide receiver's face. Typically, the Dallas Cowboys don't do dual press. They usually have one press, one off coverage. Off coverage means somebody's going to be about 10 yards back. Mm-hmm. Now, they're showing you that. So you know what Dak automatically assumes? Dak automatically assumes when he sees that, cover 2. That means what? I got the middle of the field open. I got the back of the flats open. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they say hike the ball, guess what happens? The actual
safety roll down.
Exactly. The safety rolls down and the defense does this. They shift. So now, instead of seeing cover 2, when you think you have the middle of the field, they're in cover 3, and there's a safety sitting in the middle field, and your outsides aren't there anymore. Why? Because those aren't the weak spots in cover 3. So it's like, it's not really about, listen to me, it's really not about like audibling, because for the most part, you score 34 points a game. So to be honest with you, for the most part, it's working. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we're doing is actually working. Because if it wasn't working, your ass wouldn't be scoring 30 points. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about enhancing what we're doing. This isn't really have to do with Dak Prescott audibling, because I'm going to tell you this right now. If Dak Prescott has to audible, that means that your offensive coordinator, he's not doing his job. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Dak and no quarterback is about to go against what their offensive coordinator has called in. Like, I don't know why we think these quarterbacks, like, why do we think Aaron Rodgers is doing that? Like, why do we have this thought out there that Tom Brady's doing that? Tom Brady is not listening to a call from Brian Leftwich or from Bruce Aaron, whoever's calling it in on the sidelines, and being like, no, I don't like that. That's not football. That happens on Madden, but that does not happen in the NFL. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, I was gonna say also, because like a lot of times when people hear these guys calling out this stuff, they think they're making audibles. A lot of times those are dummy calls anyway. Because like you'll hear these things, like even when Peyton Manning said, you say Omaha.
He said
majority of the time
it meant nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It meant nothing.
He wasn't calling shit. He made you think he was calling something. And that's the whole purpose of it. So, like there are dummy calls, and sometimes some of the calls are for protections. Sometimes you're not even changing the play. Sometimes he changed where the protection is going to slide over to on the pass play. And even if you're going to audible, there's not just like this whole playbook that you're going to be able to audible to out of a certain play. Usually when they do, the closer you'll get to that, there might be 2 plays called at a time. You get up there, you see the coverage. You might kill the call play and go to the next one, but that's about as close as you're going to get.
Because you don't even like this is what you got to also remember. They don't have the time to do that. Like, you got to think like this. Dak comes up as soon as he comes up, the play clock starts, right? So he has really 35 seconds. He gets up there as soon as he reads the defense. He has to make, if he's going to audible, that means he has to change the defense. He has to think about what he's going to do, and think about this. Kellen Moore is not on the field. You know what I'm saying? Dak is on the field. So Kellen Moore's view and Dak's view is two totally different views. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, most of this stuff that Kellen Moore is running is scripted plays. These are plays that he's already thought of. And I'm going to tell you, the way how we know for a fact that it's scripted is because when Kellen Moore gets a penalty on first down, he still calls a play as if he only needs 10 yards. And that's how you know. If he was actually calling these plays in game, then you would see him doing what? On 1st and 15, when you get a penalty, you would see him doing what? Going for plays that have 8-9 yards. Why? Because you don't need 5 yards no more. You need more. Why? Because of the penalties. Mm-hmm. So I don't even really think I just know it, man. I just know it. Like, we're the only team I know that comes out, like, will literally come out in up-tempo. Like, what? Like, that's supposed to go with the flow of the game. When you have things like that, someone's deciding to do that. Like, the fact that Zeke gets exactly 15 carries, Tony Pollard gets exactly 15 carries, bruh, someone is deciding to do that. They are choosing to do that. And that's what we're really saying. It's like, Kellen Moore needs to be more about the flow of the game. And it's like this, man. Like, I know there's a lot of, like, Kellen Moore's scheme is not going to change for him. Like, I don't even really want to, shout out to my boy, Boss Cowboy. I know he's been tearing it up. But, like, I'm the type of person, I don't like complaining about stuff that I can't not change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tony, I agree with you on that. He says passing at the wrong time is what I'm saying. Houston has been ranked in. Yes, we agree. I agree with Tony. I agree with you. We 100% agree with you on that. I'm just trying to kill the narrative that people think that NFL quarterbacks are changing plays. That's not, because changing a play and an audible is not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? An audible is a portion of the play. The formation is typically gonna stay the same. Like if you come out there and you're in a I formation, single back, and you're going to run a 34 dive, a blah, 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 and you run an audible off that, an audible is an attachment to what you're doing. So typically you will stay in the same formation, or you're going to stay in the same personnel. If you're in 12 personnel and you audible out of that, you're not going to audible and go get wide receivers and bring them on the field. You're still going to do something that's conducive to what you have on the field. So it's like there's times where it's like Kellen Moore, and I'm going to tell you this right, he himself feels more comfortable with 4 tight ends on the field than he does wide receivers. Like, that's him. Because think about this. If the Cowboys if we were running 4 receivers as much as we were running 4 tight ends, you guys would know who Kevontae Turpin was as a receiver. The reason why you don't see him is because we don't do that. Because think about this. If we just ran 4 wide receiver just because it was a formation, you would naturally see him. Because you would need him on the field. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you guys know about McEwen, your 4th tight end? Because we run 4 tight ends on the field. Because that's what he wants to do. If we ran 4 wide receivers on the field right now, Kevontae Turpin's snaps would automatically go up. But we don't even run 4 wide receivers. So that's why even on a sidebar, it's hard for me to figure out ways to get Kevontae Turpin on the field. It's like in this system, it's almost hard.
Yeah. You would have to take somebody off because he's not going to take tight ends off, as you just pointed out. So who's going to come off the field for Turpin to get snaps? You're not going to take CeeDee Lamb off. You're not going to take Michael Gallup off. And honestly, with the way that he's been producing, you really can't take Noah Brown off. He just came to the game and caught a 50-yard bomb for you.
And he's your contested catcher. Like, he's the guy that's making the crazy catches for you. I mean, what I would do with Kevontae Turpin is I would use opposites, like the opposite motions. Like, basically meaning if I'm going to go tight end heavy, I would pull one of my tight ends off and put him on the field. Reason being is because, like, maybe there might be a time where, because defense are going to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? But when they see a bunch of tight ends on the field, they usually want to line that up with linebackers. Why? So that they can have the advantage. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you instead of having 4 tight ends, maybe you have 3 tight ends and Kevontae Turpin tucked in the back. You know what I'm saying? Allow the tight ends to be natural pick setters by just running routes, because tight ends, a big ass tight end running a slant in front of you and he just stopped, that's a natural pick route. That's what New England does all the time. They never get caught for it. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff that I would do with Turpin.
I mean, like here, at this point with how little they use him, they can at least get the boy the Lucky Whitehead treatment. Like, he don't even do the jet sweeps no more.
Yeah, I mean, the jet sweeps, screens, any of that. You know what I'm saying? Screen, he
doesn't do anything no more.
And it's like, and the crazy thing about Kevontae Turpin is I almost feel like the Cowboys have kind of like relegated that it's not going to happen this year. Like, you don't actually, and like, this is the thing, like in a game we scored 53 points, like that should have been a game where instead of seeing different people, and like we need to, instead of saying like, you could take all the starters out, I get it, you want to get other people some reps, but at the same time, get this guy, like, get Turpin an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, to just only have him as a kick, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, you could act right now. I could low-key have CeeDee Lamb doing what he do. Keep it real. I could have Tony Pollard do what he do on kickoff return. I mean, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this about to be the playoffs, bruh. Like, position, spots are coming very, very, like, if that's all you're really going to let him do, bruh, put CeeDee Lamb back out there returning punts. And put freaking Tony Pollard back there kicking returns, bruh. What's going to be the difference? What's going to be the difference? You know what I mean? Like, what's going to be the difference? Give me another defensive tackle. Give me a different another such and such. Listen to me. I love Turpin. I do. But I also know if you're not going to use him, then what are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are your thoughts, my boy?
Yeah, but this is one thing though. The Cowboys value CeeDee Lamb, and at this point they value Tony Pollard that much that I don't think they will ever let them go out upon a kick return ever again. I think that's the sole reason why Kevontae Turpin is going to be an untouchable. He is your sole kick and punt returner right now. Because look, CeeDee Lamb, your number 1 receiver. Like with Dez Bryant, like he was a rookie, they used to let him do the punt return. They seen the dog in him. He became the number one receiver. He never did it again. Tony Pollard was your kick returner the past couple of years. He started getting more touches. He does not play that side of the ball anymore. So like when Cowboys feel like when you're that important to their offense, they don't let you take those extra snaps and risk any free hits. Because you got to remember, punt and kick return are probably the most dangerous side of the ball to play. But they're running full speed, and half the time you do not see them coming by the time you catch that ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Cowboys are going to protect their investment at that point.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying so we can get. I mean, positions groups are becoming even more scarce by the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're not gonna use it, I'm the same way with Kellen Moore in film. Like, bruh, if you ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? If we know for a fact hey, and shout out to I got my boy Landlord in the building. Hey, if you're not gonna use the film, bruh, then let's use this time to do something else. Then that's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They make it too hard. Like you said, they should have just been implementing Devontae Turpin into the offense. Because even if you do not throw him the ball, just the threat of a 4-2 guy running a damn post route or running a go route is going to draw in attention. Like just the fact that he's on the field. Like you have not even given this man a legitimate chance to be a decoy. You have not sent him on one over route. You have not sent him on any routes just running away from people. Like I understand, and then it's not even there. You don't even have to do that to get the ball in his hand. Like you said, we could hand him the damn ball if we want to.
Facts.
We could throw him a screen. There are a bunch of things we can do within 5 to 10 yards to get Devontae Turpin the ball, let him do the rest. So, I don't understand what the issue is in scheming something for him or even just getting him on the field in general.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up with you, Landlord? You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? He ain't got his headphones on. He ain't got his mic on or something. Yo, 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 you hear me? You hear me? You hear me? All right, well, while he figures it out, man, I want to go ahead and answer this question. My boy Metal Maniac says, is Tyron Smith going to start? Is he going to start at right tackle?
That is a rumor. I don't think anybody is going to know until kickoff, and I'm fine with that.
What are your thoughts, though? Do you think he should start? Me personally,
hell yeah. I think he should, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we really don't have the time to wrap him up. There's 4 games left. We're probably not gonna get a first round bye, so I need him to hit the ground running. I need him. I need the 2 Hall of Fame tackles at one spot going forward. Peters can be on the right. He can be on the right. Peters can be on the left. He can be on the left. I just need the 2 best tackles that I got on the field to ensure that Dak Prescott does not get injured again before we actually play the important games. Because like we've been talking about all year, nobody gives a damn if we win 14 games this season. We can go 14-3, and if we lose the first playoff game, none of this shit is going to matter. So I need my best tackles getting reps, playing well, going into the playoffs, so I can have my best chance to win at least one playoff game and put myself in position to try and advance.
I'm gonna give you a little pushback.
Go ahead, let's talk.
I want him to play. I don't know if I'm ready for him to start. If the game is 70 snaps, I definitely want to see if he can give me 35, 40 though. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If the Cowboys handle their business, he shouldn't even have to play that long. Tyron Smith has so much good film that I just need to see if he can still be Tyron Smith for a couple snaps, and then I'm literally going to put him up till next week. You know what I'm saying? They have freaking Robert Quinn, Hassan Reddick. I mean, I know Robert Quinn ain't, doing it, but this team has the first overall pick too. But I mean, I think we'll be fine as far as pass rush versus this team. But come Eagles week, I definitely think that we gonna have to get ramped up by then. So, I want to see him. I want to see a healthy amount of snaps, but I'm okay with keeping my offensive line. I'm okay with allowing him to work himself back in through this game, through a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this right here. I also believe that you do need to see some reps of him at right tackle too, because you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And there might become think about this: if Jason Peters just can't hack it or he can't do it, you could literally, put one of your other tackles there and put Connor McGovern at guard, who has played decent enough to keep the job.
Right, because and no, I would be comfortable with McGovern staying at guard just because he will still have a good tackle on the other side of him, and it's not like he's been giving up a bunch of pressures. We're not really dropping back and throwing the ball enough.
And we should be running the ball on Sunday. Like, we should be running the ball on Sunday.
Right. So so like we can survive with McGovern. I just don't feel like we can survive with Josh Ball.
If we commit to running the ball, you can start Tyron Smith. But it really goes down to Kellen Moore. Because Kellen Moore, tell me right now, if you're gonna throw the ball 40 times, bro, Tyron Smith can't start, bro. Because I don't even want him dropping back 40 times. I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want Tyron Smith trying to pass block, trying to defend some guy that's been playing for 12 weeks. Even though he's not better than Tyron Smith, he's in better shape than Tyron Smith. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him having to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to necessarily have to have in the first week. So it's like, Kellen Moore, can you commit to me that you're not going to try to excessively throw the ball 40 times? Because if you do, then guess what? He might be able to play more. But if you're telling me you about to throw the ball 40 times versus the Jaguars, then no, my offensive line needs to stay the same. Because the Jaguars' defense is better than the Houston defense. And just because he didn't get it, man, Houston was trying to hurt my quarterback. Man, I'm going to tell you that right now. If they would have got a shot on it, bro, they was already teeing off on regular players. I can only imagine if they would have caught Dak slipping, bro.
I'm gonna put him up.
Hey, landlord, can you hear? Landlord, can you hear me? That boy still can't hear us. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, buddy. But go ahead, Henny.
Nah, man. Yeah, because that's my biggest concern with Josh Ball being out there. Because it's okay to lose a rep, but it's not okay for you to allow a big hit on my quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the one thing you cannot do.
Okay, we good.
Oh, we good now. Go ahead.
Okay. Like, do what Tyler Smith does. Even when he loses, he's going to choke you out. He's gonna get that hold call, but he is not going to let Dak Prescott get hurt.
Facts. Landlord, we got the landlord in the building. What's up with you, man?
What's happening?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. We just on here talking about this Cowboys offensive line, projected offensive line for the week. With Terrence Steele being out, we have some, we got to update the nation on what we think is about to happen this week and what we think should happen this week. So that's the only thing that we was kind of talking about is just this offensive line. And, do you think Tyron Smith should start? Should he not start? Before we even, just to get this tonight started off with you, man, what is your starting offensive line for this week?
My 5.
What's your 5?
Of course, Tyler Biadasz, then Zach Martin. I probably would like to see Jason Peters over there on the on the right side, just to be honest. Mm-hmm. And slide Tyler Smith in the guard and put Tyron back where he belong.
So you starting him this week?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. They say he ready. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. You got the same starting 5 as me, so
yeah, that's Tyron Smith right there.
I mean, I'm down for him to start, but I'm just thinking how the Cowboys be doing it, and you got that's low key a major. Y'all ain't okay with trying to baby him in there. You know what I'm saying? 70 snaps. Y'all don't want to do 30. Like, we got the Eagles. And think about this, fellas. You don't play the Eagles on Sunday. You play them on Saturday. So that's one less day to prepare for them too.
True. What side of Vontae Collins play?
Man, they don't like him enough.
What side he played
He
on?
is something political because Josh
Right.
Ball is playing over him right now, and there's no.
I seen some good tape on him though.
I no.
He outplayed Josh Ball in preseason.
I know, but that's why
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's why I'm saying Josh Ball is playing over him. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't Avante Collins done pissed off the wrong person.
Yeah, he didn't piss somebody off.
He done chopped down somebody wife or somebody daughter.
Yeah, because and I'm gonna tell you, they believe in Josh Ball, man. Because in Mike McCarthy's interview, he actually said that outside of the obvious plays, I thought he had some pretty good snaps, and I'm like, what? What do you mean outside of the obvious plays, bro? The obvious plays, bro. We won by 4 points. The obvious plays could have
almost cost you.
Yeah, they almost cost us the game. Like, what is you talking about, bro? Like, you can't be that nonchalant about him. Like, you know what I mean?
It almost cost you your quarterback because look,
that's what Henny said.
The defensive player was right there by Dak hand.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if he could have tweaked something, we really were blessed that he ain't tweaked nothing. Know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because I was telling Henny, I was like, if you go look at the sounds of the sidelines, they tried to like edit it out, but it was such a good moment they left it in there. And it's like right after that, you can see Dak on the sidelines telling Jason Peters like, "Get ready." Like I can almost like it makes it seem like as if Dak went on the sideline was like, "Bro, I'm done. He's done. You get ready."
I ain't playing with this guy.
Yeah, I'm getting yeah. Especially because like you got to think like it's a matter if I'm getting rushed, but when you start getting to the point where I'm getting hit because of your mistakes, yeah, I got to fix that. Since nobody else is gonna say something, nah, we ain't. What you say, Henny? We ain't about to have another Atlanta Falcons game on our hands.
Nah,
that's what we've been asking for from Dak too. We kind of need Dak to speak up sometimes a little more, like because what it is, bro. Dak. A lot of people get him confused as a company man, but I don't think that you seen him battling Jerry Jones for a contract. That's not who he is.
That's not who he is anymore.
No, what it is I believe that him and Kellen Moore are so in cahoots with each other that they ideology align with each other. So it ain't gonna be like he gotta overthrow Kellen. They doing the same. They want to do the same stuff. Like. And Dak believes in it, unfortunately. Know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm thinking the problem is. Dak is loyal to a fault. Know what I'm saying? He don't wanna step over his homeboy, his partner.
Yeah, I mean I could see that, you know what I'm saying? I think that like I don't know if he's necessarily loyal to Kellen Moore because, he kind of like, I ain't going to say he took a jab at him, you know what I'm saying? But you do got a good point on that too because, I remember, they asked him in the interview, your head coach doesn't like these option routes, are you still going to run them? And, and Dak said, yes. You know what I'm saying? He said yes. But you know what I also think it also shows you like, who's really in charge in Dallas, bro? Like, who's really wearing the pants, bro?
Kellen Moore.
Like your quarterback, like you literally asked my son in front of me and his mama, your daddy just told you to do something. Who you gonna do? Your mama or your daddy? And he looked at us both and said, "My mama." So guess what? Everybody out here should know what that West Coast don't really. He just be talking a whole bunch of stuff on the internet, but at home his wife run that. You know what I'm saying? That's probably true too. It's true, baby. It's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just be talking. That's why he be talking all loud to us because he ain't running his own house. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like when I heard that out of Dak's mouth, I was like, yeah. That's legit. And then guess what? Since then, you know what you've also seen Mike McCarthy do? Mike McCarthy has been really kind of like drawing lines in the sand and kind of making people understand what he's responsible for and what he's not responsible for. And I said this too, man. After that Green Bay game, I feel like there's definitely been a rift between Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore. Like, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what he should do.
Because, I mean,
he shouldn't go down with this ship because they would love to blame him. Know what I'm saying? They would love to put the blame on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna have to make sure what he's responsible for is noted. Know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I said I don't like these option routes. So if our downfall be option routes, we gonna be able to go back and say, hey, Mike McCarthy said he didn't like option routes. Like, it is a legit civil war in this team, bro.
Facts.
Like, I don't know if you can't see it, you must be blind. Cause it is a legit civil war going on. Everything that Mike McCarthy believes in offensively, it is getting overthrown by Kelly Moore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they ain't even subtle with it. They blatant with it. Like, you'll see Mike McCarthy say, "Hey, I don't like option routes." Next time you know, we running a whole ton of option routes. You'll see Mike McCarthy saying, "We want to run the ball." Next time you know, Kelly Moore comes out and throw the ball 23 times in the first half. Like, it is a civil war going on. It's a war going on outside we ain't safe from in Dallas, and it is what it is, bro.
Hey, shout out to my boy Willie Stovall with the $1 super chat. And I 100% agree with you, man, on that, because after that Green Bay Packer game, if you are Mike McCarthy, that was not just like another loss. Like, you took a moment from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of those. That's one of those. Like, the boy came dressed like goddamn like Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
Like that is like, bro, imagine having to get back on and talk in your wife. You know how your wife consoles you after you lose? Your lady, she put your hands around you, and all they really do is piss you off even more. Come here, baby. Let me hold. You want me to get you something to drink? You okay? You want me to get your blanket? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all she really do is irritating you even more. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you thinking you about to go out and celebrate with your lady, and now you getting that talk that talk that your lady give. Is you okay, baby? You straight? You want me to make you a steak? Some green beans?
Talk, she got to wait until she ain't around people to talk to.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she don't want to embarrass you.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know, and it's like, man, and those types of moments, man, those types of moments for Mike, I know those are the type of moments where you're like, bro, I got to draw my line in the sand. And I'm also thinking that Mike McCarthy is also learning from the past regimes. Like, you got to understand that, guess what, bro? There was a coach that did it the same way you did it before, and his ass is not here no more. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? They fired everybody. 16 people was on the Cowboys staff. They fired 15 of them, including the damn running back coach. I don't know why they fired GB.
That's what a lot of people don't understand.
I know. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Lando.
But I was about to say that's something that people don't understand. Like, bro, if you gonna be, it's not beneficial to you to be a brown noser. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody respects that. And then when the ship sink, you gonna have to go down with it. Mm-hmm. And then these are things that you didn't even want to do.
Yep.
So you gotta stay true to yourself, at least to a certain degree. You can't just hijack the whole team and just do what you want. But at the same time, you have to be able to put your imprint on whatever you supposed to be representing. Because at the end of the day, that's gonna be on your resume. They gonna say you, Mike McCarthy, was at Dallas and you failed and got fired. They ain't gonna say none of the context or none of the circumstances. So that's gonna be something you gonna have to stand on. So as a man, you should be able to be like, look, man, I'm gonna have to speak up because you ain't finna tarnish my legacy and you just in here handling me. So that's what's going on with Mike McCarthy when he says stuff like that, obviously saying like, hey, I don't like option routes. I feel like we should run the ball. I'm going to make sure that Zeke and Tony get this amount of carries. Like, that's Mike McCarthy solidifying himself to the nation. Like, look, it ain't me. That's what I'm telling you straight up.
Yeah, and like you know what's crazy? Like, even when Kellen Moore does run the ball, it's almost like he's doing it begrudgingly. Like and begrudgingly basically is like this. You know how when you guys tell your kids to do something and they don't do it, so then you go get a belt and you stand behind them and you ask them again. And then they magically get up and go do it, but they do it with an attitude. That's begrudgingly. If you didn't know what that meant, like, let me just give you a quick example. That's what begrudging is. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, dog. Dak Prescott had thrown the ball 23 times in the first half versus the Houston Texans. That does not make sense.
A team that was giving up 169 yards a game, right?
That is not Russian. That does not make sense, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Russian.
So then the end of the half, we go in. 15 minutes later, we come out. Remember, He didn't threw the ball 23 times. He come out and go run the ball 9 straight times, bruh, with no creativity, no just straight hands off. Zoom. And you could tell that, like, and then think about this. When we got down there and we didn't score on the very next drive, guess what he did? Right back to passing the ball. Like, think about this. You did 9 straight run plays and went down to the red zone. Yes, you got stopped in the red zone. You did get stopped. See, Kellen Moore, like, to me, I feel like he did that, got to the red zone, got stopped, and was like, there, you happy now?
See, that's one thing I can't stand too. Cause like you'll get people in the chat box saying, see, when we fussing about him not running the ball like he should, they'll be like, well, we ran the ball 9 straight times and we got stopped.
But who does that though, bro? Who
gotta
does that?
have common sense in this equation. You can't when we say run the ball, man, let's be very clear. We're not saying run the ball exclusively. We're not saying subtract all throwing plays. We're not saying that. We're saying we should feature the run game.
Facts.
The run game should be first. And
Facts.
if it doesn't get stopped, continue it. That's all we saying. Like, if we averaging 5 yards a carry, bro, keep running the ball. Like, that's the way football been played since high school. Like, if you running the ball successfully, bro, you should never throw the ball, to be honest.
Or unless you have your play action. One thing I was kind of taught as far as running the ball is this: when you run the ball successfully, you earn the right to throw on play action passes.
Yeah.
Because you got to think like this: if you're running the ball, with some type of respect or some type of success, then what's the only thing the defense can do to help them stop the run? They gotta bring they gotta bring another person in the box. So guess what? When you bring another person in the box, it adds an extra person in the box, but then it subtracts a person from outside of the box. You know what I'm saying?
In the secondary
is that's the outside box. The inside box, outside box. The outside box is the coverage. So if you decide to put someone in it, and that's what I'm saying, like, that's why I say to people, like, if Kellen Moore ran the ball like the way he wants to pass the ball, we would be ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you this right now. CeeDee Lamb would be going crazy. You want to know why?
What?
Because look what San Francisco, bruh. San Francisco had a bunch of guys that I don't know who they are. You don't know who they are because Deebo Samuels didn't play. But you know what they do? With a quarterback that don't nobody know who they are, they use the run game to set up the pass. And guess what?
Feature the run game.
Listen to me. Their quarterback is not throwing the ball longer than 15 yards, bro. I didn't see one. He might have did it when I wasn't looking, but I didn't see one pass attempt over 15 yards. So I don't even want to hear this, oh, it's because Dak won't take deep shots. What?
And that's not even true.
We just don't, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't believe in just throwing the ball deep just to be throwing the ball deep. I don't believe in that. That's dumb. I don't believe in wasted plays. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he just needs to throw the ball deep. No, he needs to throw the ball deep when someone's open. Because I'm a defensive player. We got an offensive player. Oh, yeah, because my boy Henny, offensive player. As a defensive player, we can tell when the ball's going out of bounds anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we can look and tell when the ball's going out of bounds anyway. So it's like you got to take the stuff that you're earning. My biggest issue with Kellen Moore, I'm going to throw this at you guys, and it's the most quintessential thing in the world. Kellen Moore doesn't take what the defense gives him. He doesn't take it. If the defense is 169 yards a game, they are giving you the run, bruh. You just got to take it.
Yeah, like if you got 6 and 7 DBs on the field, it's obvious run situation.
Facts.
You don't. That's why when it gets me riled up, it grinds my gears when people be just trying to point out one person, bro. It don't make sense. Think about this: if Dak throwing into a quarters coverage, if he throwing into 6, 7 DBs every play, who fault is that?
Facts.
That's just foolish play call. If you got all them little bitty DBs on the field, what should you do? This is elementary kind of strategy right here. These little bitty dudes, DBs are little. They don't want to hit. Know what I'm saying? We got some special safeties. They want to hit, but most safeties ain't trying to hit, especially when it's come to Zeke. What name a safety that's finna sign up to tackle Zeke 25 times a game?
Bro, safeties aren't even big like that. Bro, listen, safeties aren't even big like that no more, bro. Like,
you know
they're not like safeties are small now.
Nobody wants to hit Zeke 25 times a game.
No.
Especially not no DB. Not one on the in the NFL want to hit Zeke.
Maybe Jamal Adams.
Times.
Maybe Jamal Adams, bro. He
25
wired.
times?
Not 25 times. Hell no. Hell no. No. But I'm just saying, like, Jamal, he like being in the box. He crazy like that. But bro, now that you said that, that's real, man. The safety position, that's real talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you got 6, 7 DBs on the field, bro, this is common sense football. Run the ball. Like, that's what people been doing to us. You remember I was kind of mad at the 3 safeties. Like, them boy gotta play good for this to even work. Like, they gotta actually ball. That's what they've been doing lately. Donovan Wilson and J-Ron Curse, they been actually cutting up. But if they have an off game, we gonna get ran all over.
Or think about this. Or think about this, man, because like this is what folks got to understand too, man, is come playoffs, they are going to be running the ball more consistently. And I'm going to tell y'all something like this. Like, I know people always say this statement, oh, when teams play the Cowboys, they give us their best shot. It's not that. Listen to me. I've actually debunked that. It's not that teams give us their best shot. Teams don't play better because they're playing the Cowboys. You know what teams do? Teams go and look at the paperwork, and they say, damn, these motherfuckers giving up 150 yards and running. Why don't we just keep running on them? And that's what they do. And that's why it feels like every team that plays the Cowboys has a chance. Because they're actually looking at the paperwork, and they're like, oh, yeah, I know what we about to do. I mean, we may beat them. We may lose anyway, but at least we going to lose trying to what? Run the ball on them.
Is it me, or do it seem like the Cowboys just try to win a certain way?
They do.
Like,
they do, bro.
We were talking about that before you came on.
Yeah.
We were looking at, like, there is no reason in the Packers game, like a 28, 26 ranked run defense, but a top 10 pass defense, and you throw the ball against them 40 times. Same thing with Houston Texans. Worst run defense in football, but a top 12 pass defense. You throw the ball 23 times in the first half. They do things like that all the time. And, you know, it bothers me because it's never a time where I feel like he's done his homework. He's exploiting this obvious weakness in this defense that's been put on tape, that's backed up by advanced analytics and all this other stuff. It just seems like he comes out and he just does what the hell he want to do, and they try to pull it out the fire. You know, just working what he wants to do.
And there was no reason. Told you it took them 4 years to get Tony Pollard the ball, man.
And that's why I refuse to give him. That's why I refuse to give him credit for like games like the Minnesota. Like, how can you have games like Minnesota, but you can't repeat that against worser talent, bro? Like, that mess is weird to me, bro. Like that mess is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like typically, defenses are the ones who act like that. Usually defenses are the ones that are that inconsistent. Usually offenses are what offenses are, bro. You score a lot of points or you don't score a lot of points. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is, Wes, though? Like, it's going to sound, you know, like I got a 10-4 hat on, but it's obvious. Because, like, these the only 2 conclusions you can come to. Either Kellen Moore is selfish and calling plays for his own agenda.
That's for sure.
Or he's an idiot. And we know that he's not an idiot. Know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, the Minnesota game, why can he not mimic that the next week?
Against worser talent, too.
It makes no sense.
Against worse talent.
This the only way we can give him some grace, Wes. And we haven't seen this. That's why I'm on his tail. You know what I'm saying? I'm on his case because of this. Think about this. If we played the game, say for instance, we just shot the world when Minnesota just destroyed them. Then we come back the next week. If we mimic that same game plan and fail, I'd be like, okay, Kelly, now we got to come up with something else. That's it is what it is. They got us. But you came out doing something completely different.
Facts.
Against a team that was depleted by injury.
Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that right there lets me know, bro, after you had such success like that, bro, ain't no way you gonna do something
And
completely
just
different. You're not
complete.
that crazy.
Yeah.
You're not that crazy, bro.
Or
You are
yeah.
selfish and you are trying to be a head coach. So you willing to do whatever you can do trying to impress these people. But little do you know, all you have to do is show them that you understand how to utilize your players
Yeah.
and use them correctly. That's gonna get you the ultimate success, which will result in them saying you a genius because you got it done. Like, he don't get that.
And think about this.
Crazy.
Like, something that he also does not do too is he doesn't like carry on from like the next week. Like say there's something that you was doing, like you was hitting on this at the end of the game, y'all was toting that ball, y'all was da 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 da. Like, he doesn't think, like, I think he feels that like we were doing that because they weren't good, not because we were so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I also feel like to a degree, Kellen Moore doesn't believe in his actual players because it's like, bruh, you have a Zeke, you have a Tony Pollard. Bro, why don't you want to try to do it?
Let me interject.
Like, the only
quick.
way, think about
Hold
this,
up,
bro.
This finna be real quick, bro. You just said he don't believe in his players. Look,
He can't, or you would just keep on giving it to him.
it's just his selfishness. That's all I wanted to say. It's just, that's how selfish he is. He's so selfish that he don't want to feature these stars that could put us over the top. He'd rather feature his system. That's all I wanted to say.
And it's and you know what's crazy? You know that's true because think about this. Why do you guys know Hendershot? Why do you know Ferguson? Why? When Tony Pollard's on this team, when Kevontae Turpin's on this field, why do you know who your third string tight end is on this team? That is a problem, bruh. Third string tight ends are supposed to be on special teams, supposed to be base blockers on kick returns, bruh.
Yeah.
Like Ferguson should have more tackles than catches.
Yeah.
In your
Especially
offense,
when you got two running backs,
two bruh,
dynamic backs, not just one, two,
Look, bruh.
You want to know something that's gonna piss everybody off West Coast? I gotta do it. I'm sorry. You win, Cali. Man, what would Shanahan do with this offense?
What would Shanahan do?
Yeah,
bruh, Dak would throw the ball 23 times a game.
We'll be dominant.
And Zeke, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
It'll be ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous.
Look, he'll have Zeke and Tony going crazy.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. Shanahan is a real. I said tonight, I think Shanahan's the best offensive coordinator in football. I seen him do something so simple and complex that Cowboys just won't do it. Christian McCaffrey broke off like a 12-yard run for a first down, right? Defense is tired, bro. It's this fourth quarter now. Going into the fourth quarter. Defense's hands is on hips. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think Kellen Moore would have did on this next play? That's exactly what Kellen Moore would have did. Throw the ball. You know what Shanahan did? He had Chris McCaffrey ass come off the field and put another running back on the field, and then that running back ran for 8 yards right after him. So what he said is, he gonna get a break, but y'all ain't. Like, and I'm gonna tell you this like this: the gangster thing about the whole situation is this: Christian McCaffrey didn't even come to the huddle; he went straight out of bounds. So he already knew it. They already knew he was running the ball after that. He already knew.
Look, this is what frustrated me.
That's a real run the damn ball team, bruh. We just ran it on you. We about to run it again.
Look, this is what frustrated me earlier. Man, I thought about all the reasons why you should run the ball. And then I thought about it. Everything that we can name is beneficial. Like, it helps the defense and the offense. It helps everybody. It helps everything. It gives your defense rest. It runs the clock. It lets you win time of possession. It lets your offensive line be aggressive. It shows physicality. Everything is good. So out of like 16 different reasons why we can name that it'll be beneficial to you to run the ball, why on earth would you yourself volunteer like Tennessee to stop running the ball?
Facts.
It makes no sense at all, bro. You shouldn't be the reason why you not running the ball.
Facts. Hey, remember we talked?
You should stop running the ball when they stop you. That's how that should work.
And that's why I even said I the way Tennessee is running Derrick Henry, I low-key think they tanking. Because there's no reason in hell Derrick Henry has 11 touches in one game. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, Kellen Moore, I will say this, man, Kellen Moore he had the number, I like what we were talking about as far as, his system. And it's like, if Kellen Moore could just adapt, like he has to, like I used to always say this, like equality is great in every aspect of life except for football.
Facts.
Like, I'm down for everybody to, we're all human beings. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when it come to my pay, I do want to get paid like I get paid. I don't want to get paid how y'all work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe there's two situations. But equality means that everybody's equal. Everybody deserves the same opportunities. Listen to me, man.
That's the dumbest thing you can never do.
In sports, that's not true. Think about this. If equality was real in sports, they would give out 32 Super Bowl trophies every single year. There's a reason why they only give out one. You know what I'm saying? So why would you use is any kind of example you can make? Why would you use but this is what he doing. Why would you use Noah Brown like you use CeeDee Lamb? Facts.
Why?
You should.
Why would you do that?
You shouldn't.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, everybody is equal in this offense. Like, that's what's the bad part about it. But like,
because if you're equal, if they're equal, that means
uphill battle.
So think about this, landlord. Think about this, HTM. If in his mind he really does feel that they're the same, and think about this. That's why when Dak got hurt, the very next week, the starting quarterback threw the exact amount of times that Dak threw. Like, think about this. When Dak got hurt, the very next week, Andy Dalton took the job, was our starting quarterback. He threw 40 times. So it's like. Think about this. You think that they're not running, that 49ers aren't running a different style offense with Brock Purdy than they have Jimmy G? Yes, they are. They're running a whole different style offense. Brock Purdy's throwing the ball 12, 15 yards at the longest. They're not asking him to do nothing, really. Nothing. And that's a system.
That's how you win,
bro. But think about this. That's a real offensive coordinator. Shanahan said, well, you know what? Shanahan has had to change his offense 3 times this year, and they're still winning.
Yeah.
Think about this. We lost our quarterback, our backup. We was scared he was going to change the system, bro. Yeah. People didn't want Dak to come back because they were scared that Kellen Moore was going to change. That's crazy, bro. When you want to keep a less talented individual so that it can stop someone else from doing something.
Look, that's sad. That reveals the real issue, which is Kellen Moore need to be on the first thing smoking. Like, I love him as a play designer, bro, but calling plays is a whole different thing. That's a whole nother ball game. That's what I would like to see Mike McCarthy do. And I said this on my channel, man. I said, bro, think about this. Mike McCarthy was a man trying to get a job. The head coach of the Cowboys, bro, that's the best job in sports, probably. Like, that's probably the biggest job. Look
at Jason Garrett. He got fired and he's still getting jobs.
Yeah, like, that's probably the biggest job you can have, bro. So when he in the interview room, he gonna say what he need to say to get the job. So I guarantee you, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones presented Kellen Moore to him. Now, depending upon his answer, that's what would have swayed them one way or another, believe it or not. Like, if he would have been like, when they asked Mike McCarthy about Kellen Moore, they probably was like, what you think about Kellen Moore? You like how his scheme is?
Well, landlord, I want to actually throw you a bone on this one because I actually think I want to take it back a little bit because I remember this situation very clear. I think they actually lied to Mike McCarthy because no. Because if you go look at his first interview, Mike McCarthy said he was calling plays.
No.
One of his first interviews with Jerry Jones with the Nation, he said that that's what he was accustomed to. It came out later. So I honestly think when he took that job, he thought that he's an offensive coordinator, but I'm still the
That's
guy.
even worse, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
you
I'm still
said,
I'm still the guy though. I don't think that he realized that, like, yeah, you can suggest things, but I think he's realized that he doesn't really have the power where he can just like veto something. I don't think he has that.
So you saying at the negotiation table, they told him like, yeah, you gonna be able to do this, and then they pulled the wool over his eye. He realized he was hoodwinked.
Yeah, but guess what? Mike McCarthy also said he lied to the Dallas Cowboys because remember he said the analytics. He said, "Man, I ain't really watch all that, man." And it was so funny because Stephen Jones made the same face I made, like Shrekky. Wait. You said what?
I was about to wrap it up real quick, but like I felt like that could be true that he got finessed by the Joneses. But if that's not what happened, they either asked him, they pitched Kellen Moore to him, and he had to conform to it. He had to say, okay, I'll take Kellen Moore, even if he didn't want to. Because I feel like if Mike McCarthy would have said, look, I prefer to call my own plays.
He wouldn't be here.
I prefer to bring my own OC in here.
He wouldn't be here.
I prefer to. That's what I'm saying.
But hey, think about this, landlord. That within itself is individuality, and they would have known right then. Just listen to me. That's why Odell's not here, bro. How could you bring Odell here, and this mug looked you in your face and said, "I'm not working out," and you don't like Cooper because he looked you in your face and said he's not taking a shot, bro? To a billionaire, that is all the same. You're another dude that ain't doing what I'm asking you to do. It's like every man. Look at this way, man. Hey, listen. I tell my lady, look, I ain't marry you to tell me what you ain't gonna do now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you, baby, but that's not. I know I didn't marry you for you to always be telling me what you ain't gonna do. All right. Hey, we got to get up out of here, man, before I get in trouble, man. I'm telling too much, you know what I'm saying? And you got to think like this, man. Like Mike McCarthy, like they get these guys in these moments of like vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same reason why. Go look at it, like in the offseason when we go to training camp. Why do Cowboys get more deals done at training camp than they do in the regular offseason where everybody else? You want to know why? Because it's hard to turn down money when it's dude standing right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same mindset, like, oh, landlord, you're selling your car from Alabama. Okay, I could talk to you about it online, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till I get there in front of him, and I'm gonna have like he say he want 2,000. Shoot, I'm only gonna bring 1,500. Yeah. I like that. Hey, how you know? Hey, how you know that? 500 is the 500 is the jug. That's the hey. So I didn't know. So that's the standard price going around. Okay.
You gotta know how to be nefarious now.
Yeah. I'm only gonna bring 1,500.
That's the negotiation strategy right there.
You know what I'm saying?
You always bring cash to a car when you're buying a car.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know that. That's one of the first things you learn about negotiating.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the kind of I think that he was just overwhelmed by everything that was on the plate, and it's like, yeah, but you gotta let Kellen. But Kellen Moore's calling the plays. He's thinking, well, what's so bad about that? I mean, and think about this: the year that they fired everybody, the offense was still Kellen Moore has always been able to, at the end of the season, be viewed as a guy who scores a lot of points. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's only been content creators like us that's been like, bro, what do y'all mean? We played the Chiefs and we could only score 6 points. We could not score a touchdown.
Yeah.
But when you look at the overall number, oh my God, they're top 10 in scoring. Because, like, there was fans last year who thought we had the number one offense in football. And they was literally fighting me. What are you talking about? The Cowboys got the number one. No, bro. We have the number one scoring offense in football. That is not the same.
What I hate about it is, bro, like I said this on my show today, too. I said, bro, us as content creators, the ones who really want to win, like, we got to take the bullet right now. So we won't be hurt later on. We trying to let y'all see, like, bro, we might be getting by now. We might be looking good now. We ain't trying to put a damper on what's going on. We just letting you know, like, we ain't trying to be one and done in the playoffs no more. You know what I'm saying? We don't want these problems that we concerned about to rear their ugly head when it's too late. And we all sitting up there like, dang, man. And it's too late. Know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to let y'all know, like, bro, Kellen Moore can't do this type of stuff when the going gets going. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When the ish hit the fan, it's gonna get real, and you gonna have to be way better at what you're trying to do, man.
Yeah.
Especially, man, San Francisco, they're a real problem, bro. I'm
They
more
are.
worried about San Francisco than I am Philly, cause that's who that's who we need to get over.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Like,
tell
we
you,
need
and
to
I'm gonna
get
tell you
over that
something
hump.
that's impressive about San Francisco. Is San Francisco's doing. I'm impressed with what the Cowboys are doing. Right? You wanna know why? Because we
Yeah.
had to do it with 2 different quarterbacks. They've had to do it with 3. Philadelphia, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I got this amazing argument, and I'm probably after this we gonna get up out of here, fellas.
Yeah.
I have this amazing argument that I'm gonna smack. I'm going on this Philadelphia show on Monday, and I got this amazing argument I'm about to smack because it's a double-edged sword, and they can't win it either way, right? And it basically goes like this, right? Philadelphia Eagles fans, right? Here's the question: you guys have 12 wins, right? 12. Pick 5 wins out of your 12 that you have right now that you could have won with your backup quarterback. Go.
Yeah.
Then guess what he's going to say? We could have won this one. We could have won that game without him. We could have won this game without him. We could have won this game without him. Okay, so then what you're admitting is Jalen Hurts is not the MVP of the team.
Wes, I just said this.
That's what. And then think about this. So think about this. So when they say that, so they be like, "No, that's not what I'm admitting." Oh, okay. So then what you're saying is what we did is more impressive than what you're doing then,
Yeah.
because you've had your quarterback 13 games.
And we only 2 games behind y'all.
Bruh,
And we
if
done played
Grainer
a better
Minshew
team.
is the backup quarterback for 5 of their wins, I promise you they probably lose 4 of them.
No, look, Wes, I said this. The reason, like, I ain't even gonna lie, I think they, like Micah said, Micah basically said exactly what
The
I've
same
been
thing
saying
I
all
said.
year.
That's
You don't remember me? I've been saying
Yeah.
this from the beginning, before they even got all these wins. I've been saying that, hey, it ain't Jalen Hurts. He good, but he ain't like they trying to make
Yeah,
him
you
out.
from Alabama. You've said that
Yeah.
too. Because
Yeah,
you've
I've
said
been
about
saying-
Jalen Hurts. You were the one that opened my eyes about him not being MVP too. I ain't gonna lie. I give that to you.
Yeah, I've been saying that. So when he said, I'm like, bro, yeah, it's true. Like, no lie. Like, I said this the same comparison today, bro, on my show. Well, that was yesterday. I was like, name the most mediocre quarterback you can think of and put them on the Eagles. I said, how many wins you think they'll have? Since we were talking to Cowboy fans, I said, so if you put Cooper Rush on the Eagles, how many wins do you think they'll have? I said at least about 10, 9. What you think?
Facts. I
That's
think
a
so.
solid team
I think so.
over
I
there.
think so too. I mean, he got us 4.
Yeah, he got us 4. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a capable. We know that he's a capable
Damn.
quarterback.
That's why I said that kills that whole narrative, man.
Yeah, because, like, if you could take him away and they still decent, then what is he really?
And that's the
Think
only
about
thing
this.
Micah
If
was
you-
saying. That's the only thing he was saying.
Yeah. If you take Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs, they might be below 500.
Bruh, they are not. They are what the Chiefs were. Listen, if you
Them boys
take Patrick
terrible.
Mahomes off this team, they are what the Chiefs were before they got Patrick Mahomes.
They
A lottery
they would
team.
They would be absolutely terrible if you. And I can't stand.
And
the Chiefs.
I'm gonna tell you this. That's
No,
why
I'm
I
saying.
say. That's why I say that's a real MVP.
Yeah, he is the
Like
most
if you take
valuable
Jalen Hurts
player.
off, you know what I'm saying. If you take Jalen Hurts off that team, man, I still think that they at least 8-9 wins up there.
9-win team.
I think
yeah.
so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a question, man. We could leave it on this question. Like, man, if Alabama was using Jalen Hurts the way the Eagles was, he might not have never left Alabama.
Yeah, that's why I got this eternal beef with him, because he let me down. I know exactly what he's supposed to do, bro. This finna be the last argument I'm gonna make. People try to say, "Oh, Tua this and Tua that," bro. Do you know who Tua lost to in college? Like the teams that Jalen Hurts lost to compared to the teams that Tua lost to, it ain't even no comparison, bro. Tua lost to two of the most impressive offenses we ever seen in college. He lost to that LSU team with Burrow.
Jesus.
And he lost to
they had 3 first-round picks on the offense.
Look, he lost to that team.
No,
Then
4,
he lost-
4 because Waddle.
Yeah. Look, he lost to that team. Then he lost to He lost to Burrow, then he lost to Trevor Lawrence. That's why I can't stand him. Trevor Lawrence was awesome that year. They shocked the whole college football. Like that was two of the best teams we done seen come through there. Jalen Hurts was losing to Deshaun Watson. We had a clear better team than them. But Jalen Hurts was the weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like he almost lost us 2 championships. He lost us 1, saving the GOAT, because he snatched him out of the game. Because we were about to lose another championship because he couldn't make the plays. But to be fair, he has got better. He is a much better quarterback from back then. But I feel like he still is not nowhere near what people saying he is. Like nowhere near. They just got a good OC and a good offensive line.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, we've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, man. It's 11:30 where I'm at right now. Henny, what time is that where you at, bro?
1:30.
It's 1:30, and my boy don't even smoke or drink. He just tired in life. I heard that, man. Landlord, what time is it where you at? You in the same time zone?
We on the same time zone.
Man, I heard that, man. I heard that. So technically, when you wake up, you will have already given the nation some content for the day, man. So, when you wake up and you be like, man, I ain't did enough. You seeing all these folks live. You be like, I ain't did enough. Just know that you was live at 1 o'clock in the morning talking that content. You feel me? So, hey, man, I'm going to tell y'all this right here. Y'all need to get used to this. Why? Because as we get closer to the playoffs, you are going to see more. Bro, when Eagles week, it's about to go. I ain't about to disrespect. I'm not about to disrespect Jacksonville, but it's going to go down on Monday. That's all I got to say, man. Hey, man, I appreciate Hey, let them know where they can find you fellas at.
Hey, man, it's Henny DeMore on Facebook, HTM Sports on all other platforms.
Landlord, let them know where they can find you at, my guy.
Let's get it. Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social media, man. Holla at your boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and it's your boy West Coast, man. You already know where you can find me. Anywhere there's an internet search logo where you can just type in West Coast Cowboy, I promise you I will pop up somewhere like this. You know what I'm saying? Hit that link and I'll be right there in your front door. You feel me? Hey, I appreciate all. Hey, listen to me. If you sitting up right now, laying in the bed, watching Cowboy Talk, you know what I'm saying? Your lady trying to snuggle up on you and you pushed her to the side 2 times so you can listen to Cowboy Talk. You're weird, but you a real ass Cowboy fan too, and I just want to let you know I love you. You already know what it is. Never